aspect, I feel like we're taking it pretty well. The way everyone's been responding in the group text and just the linebacker group text, like everyone's really still holding each other accountable with like workouts and us just being apart from each other. Coach Odom told us, he sent us like the first week we were gone, he said, this isn't time off, this is just time away. So there's a difference in that. But no, regarding the virtual stuff, we hit that head on. We've been doing a pretty good job at that this week. And I know the linebackers, we haven't been meeting as a whole defense because I feel like that'd be a ton of people. But we've been holding it. We've been keeping our fundamentals down, just our basis of what this defense wants to be. I think that people have really had a good attitude throughout this whole time and just known that like they can't do anything, like this isn't in our control at all. And we're just having trust in these people that are making the right decisions for us. Speaking for myself, I have a buddy that owns a gym, and he gave me the keys, and so we've been going every day by myself and just doing that stuff. But for speaking as a team, I know that our team is sending out different like types of workouts every single day. Coach Ellis and Coach Walker sending stuff every single day of what you can do to maintain your lower body, maintain just your lean muscle mass. But I know in the linebackers, we've kind of all been talking smack to each other, like joking around, like who's the one's getting fat, who's the one's getting lean. But we've all held each other accountable. And I know one thing that we've fought so hard in the winter is just how to get our like conditioning better, how to get stronger, because we're going to be playing a whole different type of football again. And just to be able to maintain that this spring while we're not there is big for our whole football team and just the whole state of Arkansas to see like what we've put a bunch of work in just in those 3 months of this new coaching staff being here. And we don't want it to, I know every single person on this team has a chip on their shoulder to not want it to fade away. So I know everyone's taking care of their business while they're home. So we're doing just position groups right now just to be able to keep everything fresh in our head. And what the linebackers are actually doing, we're going through Microsoft Teams. It's an app that you can be able to like pull up different documents and pull up different like things while you can still see people's faces. So like he can look at all of our faces and we can still be interactive, but then he can pull something up and show us like what our 4 rules and our bottom line are for our defense. And we can just look at different like aspects so we see his computer screen and his face, and then we see, so it's like a Zoom on steroids, I guess. But other than that, we had a couple we have like a Socrative test, and he sends us out tests every single day. And it's like a 15-question test over like, if this happens, how do we respond as a defense? How do we respond as a Mike linebacker to this? And so we've been we're not really implementing anything new right now just because this is like really the first hard week we've jumped into it. But we've been really just keeping everything fresh and reminding everybody what we've done over the spring.
Welcome in. It's our Monday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio, coming to you today on KDSJ 479 from 1 to 2 p.m. And we let you hear audio from our media availability with the players via teleconference on Friday. That was senior linebacker Grant Morgan with a lot of things that I know the fans are really interested about, especially in the new defensive scheme that Coach Barry Odom and staff and Coach Sam Pittman are bringing here to the University of Arkansas. And real quick, want to get a lineup, but first we got to get our sponsors some love. Lindsay and Associates with an office location in Fayetteville, an office location also too in Rogers. Locomotion, it's located just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall in Fayetteville. Corey Beck's Custom Painting, and lastly, KDK's Chicken down at 989 Razorback Road. Go see Keith and Kathy, get a plate of that living. Like they say, it's not your mama's. The best chicken and waffles in the South. But real quick, want to go over to my producer before we get our lineup going here really quickly. Apologize. Demetrius Johnson. D, how'd the weekend go, man?
Man, it was good. I can't complain. Glad to be alive with all this COVID-19 stuff going on. I'm glad to be in great health. Glad to, be talking sports on radio.
And real quick, can you tell the listeners where can they hear all the platforms of OTA?
Most definitely. You can check us out on YouTube. That's On the Hill Sports Talk LLC. Our other YouTube page is Sauced Up Entertainment. That's where you hear all the production, all the music. If you need any visual shot or audio needs, we can service that. You can check us out on Spotify, Apple Music, you see Pandora, iHeartRadio, and just search On the Hill Sports Talk.
Yeah, and we're going to get this thing going. We always talked about the Hog Eye segment with Arkansas not being able to take part, I should say, in spring football. It's all about the recruiting process. That never stops. So we're going to continue on with our Hog Eye segment. Is at the 1:15 hour. We're going to be joined by 2022 big-time prospect out of Broward County, Florida, Coconut Creek High School, Trevell Mullen. He'll be on to talk about his interest in the relationship. I think you keep hearing that Sam Carter. I think the guy's going to make a big impact. We'll talk about his interest in Arkansas as well as the relationship he's building with the new defensive backs coach. And then following Mullen, we're going to be joined at the 1:30 hour. We're taking a trip down to Arlington, Texas, Bowie High School to catch up with big-time and top-rated offensive guard prospect in the country in that 2022 class, Devon Campbell. He'll be on to talk about Coach Brad Davis, Coach Sam Pittman, and his interest level in the Arkansas Razorbacks. And then we're going to close it out by making our way down to the Peach State. Yep, for more Hog Guys, because I keep telling you, they don't ever stop watching. MyKel Williams, the big 2022 defensive end prospect from Columbus, Georgia, Hardaway High School. He'll be on to talk about how he and new defensive line coach Derek LeBlanc, what they're talking about as well as Arkansas. With all that being said, let's get this commercial, and I believe we caught up with, who we catch up with? We'll finish up Jordan, Grant Morgan, and then you'll hear Jaden Catalon, the redshirt freshman safety. All that's coming up. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Let's get it.
We broke this week. We broke it up every single day into Monday through Thursday, and then we had a couple like Bumper today called us and we all did like a little FaceTime thing with just us, like the linebackers, and so like we're doing a lot of stuff. Like we have a bunch of like linebacker group texts without the coaches, and we talk and get all together and that still. But I don't know what I know. This past week we did it all. We spread it out throughout every single day. We used the time limit through every day. I don't know how we're going to do it next week because I guess someone was saying, I saw something on Twitter, and you guys may know more about this than I do, but something about it changing to more time limit. But so I'm guessing we'll probably still do the same thing. We'll break it up Monday through like Friday or Monday through Thursday.
Grant, what's the structure of this defense? What's the base structure of this defense? We've heard, there'll be a 3-4, a 4-2-5. What does it look like it's going to be? Because Coach Odom's run just about everything.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right now, I would be very shocked if we ran anything less than everything this year. So we're gonna when we say base and we send out everybody, it's gonna be a 3-2-6, and it's like a variation. It's a variation off 3-3, but you have an extra nickel and you have an extra DB to be able to stop the passing that everyone wants to do, but you got the variation with the middle safety to be able to come down and fit the run gaps with stuff that we needed and stuff that we're going to need this year. And Jalen can talk more about the middle safety type. But we already have a couple. We have like a razor. We have different Jack Okies, different type of things that we have where we can put 4 down. We can run a multiple defense through over-unders. And when we do 4 down, we have a lot of different personnel that we have from last year because we were 4 down on defense, and it fits more smooth. We haven't put a ton of that in just because we have a ton of people that already know how to run that. We're just going to change the verbiage. But no, 3-2-6 would be our base. But Coach Odom, you've seen his stuff in the past. Missouri's had a very good defense. Memphis had a very good defense with him, so he knows what to do to get people in the right spot and to get him to be a successful defense.
Welcome back to our Monday edition of On the Hill, Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio here on KDSJ 479 each and every day from 1 to 2 p.m. And, Sam Pittman, you've heard me say it multiple times on our show that Coach Pittman felt his program was a little bit behind in the 2022 class as far as getting out and offering prospects. So I'm telling you, when they started going, they didn't stop. And Coach Sam Carter, the new defensive backs coach, and I think it's going to be a really good one, he made a very, very important offer. So we're going to head down to Broward County where we catch up with Coconut Creek's 2022 four-star Arkansas prospect, Trevell Mullen. T, welcome to the Hill, my man.
How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Talk about the recruiting process, Trevell. I mean, you come from a family where you have quite the experience as far as recruiting, as far as Power 5, but talk about your particular recruiting process. And first off, what was that conversation like when you got the Arkansas offer, and what other schools are coming in and really, really making you a high priority heading into your junior season?
Man, the recruiting process is going great. I'm loving it right now. But with the Arkansas offer, that was nice. That's a big one. That's big time. You know, that was my 8th offer. But my coach called me one day when I was going home, and he asked me did I talk to Arkansas, and I told him no. But he talked to me and told me that Sam Carter had offered me, and he said he want to come down next month and come see me. And I said that's big right there. That was the first coach that want to come down and see me and talk to me.
You and I had a conversation. You said, you had a chance to watch Coach Carter's film highlights from his playing days, not too far removed when he was at TCU. What did you notice about Coach Carter that you probably you would enjoy being if you do choose Arkansas, that would really excite you about him as a coach?
Oh man, he's nice. He was a nice player at TCU. I seen he's aggressive. He's an aggressive cornerback. He can play. I see his technique. He can play corner. He can play everything around the field. He can play nickel, corner, and safety.
Talking with Trevell Mullen, Broward County, Florida, Coconut Creek High School. For those that have just tuned in, the big 2022 four-star high major prospect for the University of Arkansas. For those, when you hear that last name, Mullen, yes, he is the brother of Trevon Mullen, former Clemson defensive back, and that's why I want to go with this. I know Clemson's a school that's highly making you a priority, but Trevell, talk about just the experiences of being a young man and having the opportunity to have so many of those Power 5 coaches come in and recruit your older brothers. How has that helped you? As you're going to be able to move throughout the process.
Well, big schools like that make me want to grind. Well, big schools like that recruit me and talk to me make me want to grind harder, because I know if I just go into that school as in like not working, I go into one of them big schools like that, I'm not going to be prepared or ready. So schools that's coming in right now, that's big Power 5 schools, I know as of right now, all season, I'm going to have to grind, eat, get bigger, get faster, get stronger, and stuff like that there.
Go ahead.
So schools like that make me want to grind harder, and seeing my big brother go to school like that and I see him progress more, I know I'm going to have to do it well also.
What do you feel good about right now coming out of your sophomore year, heading into your junior year, Trevell? And then also, too, what are you working on to have an even more successful junior campaign?
I want to come into my junior year at least a good 180, 170. The trainer I'm training with right now, he said he's trying to at least put on like 10 pounds on me, because right now I weigh in at 160. So coming out my sophomore year, I felt good coming out my sophomore year, because I was getting tried a lot.
Right.
At the receiver, at my cornerback spot, and I told my coach this year I want to play more nickel, more safety, so I can get more hitting on my film.
No, now let's go off into hitting. What collegiate or NFL players do you most enjoy watching?
Patrick Peterson, that's the guy right there.
Now, and I know with this COVID pandemic that has really slowed the United States down, and I know you may have had some previous plans to make unofficial or official visit to prospective schools. When this pandemic passes and we get back to normal life, who are going to be some of the schools, Trevell, that you and your mom and family might want to get out to?
I know I'm gonna take my time going to visit, but I want to at least visit like at least 10 schools, 10th grade year. I mean 11 junior year, but some of my schools I do want to visit. I do want to go back to Clemson. I do want to visit Arkansas since I done got that offer. I want to go up to Oregon. I want to visit Florida Gators. Mostly like the DBU schools and some good Power 5 schools I would like to visit.
Now, could you tell the listeners, T, something that they may not know about Trevell Mullen that you would like to share with them?
I'm going to be the best Mullen.
Yeah, see that, because we had that question for those that can't understand the response, but I asked Trevell before he came on who had the bigger lockdown ability between him and his older brother Trevell, and you said you're gonna have the better keys.
Yeah, I'm on the better lockdown. No, you gotta throw away the keys. You can't open this lock.
Now,
throw away the keys.
Now, what type of football player, T, will I see it when I come to Coconut Creek High School there in Broward County? For 4 quarters.
You're gonna see an aggressive cornerback coming out of me this year. I'm compete a lot. My coaches, like when coming to games, like when we play our games, he want me to follow the best receiver. So when we do film, the best receiver on the opponent team, he always want me to follow the best receiver because I'm one of the best DBs at my school right now.
The best. Go ahead and you can give yourself. You're the best DB right now, T.
Yes, sir. I'm the best DB right now. And 2022, I'm the best DB. 4-star. I'm coming for 5.
I like that, and it won't be too long. Now let's have a little fun when everybody knows we're talking with Trevell Mullins out of Broward County, Florida, Coconut Creek High School. He's a high priority in the 2022 class for Coach Sam Carter, the D-back coach here at Arkansas, and the entire program. But we're riding around in the car, T. We're in Broward County. On that playlist, what's the first 5 songs you and I are going to vibe to?
Kodak, NBA Youngboy, Lil Baby, No Cap, and Raul Rodriguez.
That's awesome, man. My buddy wants to know, tell him, for listeners that might be in their music, who are some of the rappers or artists that we need to keep an eye out on, from your home state down there in Florida?
We got some. I have a whole bunch of friends that came up that started rapping. They started rapping. Some upcoming rappers. My friend BWG KJ. He next up on the list. And then you have a rapper from Pompano Beach, Florida. His name 26 Cool. It's a whole lot of young rappers that's coming up. See, that you can listen to.
You got my producer. He's over here writing stuff down as we speak, and he's gonna get back with you. And I may hook you guys up later. But last question, Trevell, and we want to thank you for taking time out here on the show. But when football is done with, for Trevell Mullins, he's gonna be doing what with the rest of his life afterwards?
I want to be a chef.
We got a cooker on the phone, huh?
Yes, sir.
What's in the recipe that maybe? What's your best meal?
My best meal, my dad's a chef, so my best meal I can cook is a Philly cheesesteak.
I like that. Well, man, and bring one up on your unofficial. But for now, my man, hey, enjoy all the food that tastes good, and thanks for taking time out here. And Trevell, our line is your line, so hey, let's keep in touch.
Okay, thank you.
All right, my man. That was 2022 big-time 4-star defensive back prospect, high major priority for Coach Sam Carter in that 2022 class in Oderman. Coach Pittman here at Arkansas. Demetrius, tell me what you saw.
It's not so much what I saw, but what I heard. And I think a good cornerback, especially the one that plays in the SEC, has to have, and that's confidence.
Right.
A kid that really believes in his ability, comes from good stock with his brother and his father, being former players. So I just look at him like I think he could be really prosperous here at Arkansas if he comes here. Like I said, I think Sam Carter is a great fit for the type of style he wants his cornerbacks to play, the type of kid Trevell is. So I think it'll be a great fit.
See, I think Sam has that knack, with his age being not too far removed, but his hunger more so is what I find to be the most amazing thing about Coach Carter, and what I feel like these kids are really going to gravitate to is that he's in the conversations I've had, Sam is straightforward. and he really believes that he can really develop these young men both on and off the field. And like I say, he's not too far removed. When these kids go back and watch highlights of Sam at TCU and realize he was a big time player in the secondary themselves, that's even more, because you got to have a resume behind you at some point when you're trying to go into the homes of these elite 4 and 5 star recruits. It's just something that you have to have. But to me, who we got coming up on our availability before we have a break? And then
I think it's going to be Jordan Catalan. I think he's up next.
Jalen Catalan, he's up next. And then when we come back, we're heading down to Arlington, Texas, Bowie High School, where we're catching up with the nation's elite offensive guard prospect in Arkansas. Those Hall guys are on him too. Devon Campbell, he's up next. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Let's get it.
Same thing as Grant said. I think we're all being really great on communication. I know as a safety group, we're doing real well with having a little, just Coach Odom just checking up on us, seeing how we're doing, making sure we're refreshed on everything we've learned so far, and making sure we're on top of our schoolwork and all the online classes and everything. And I know that people are making sure they get some type of productive work where they're at. So I think Grant said it best. I think everybody's doing good with communication. Strength staff is making sure we're on top of everything as far as physical, nutrition, all that. So it's definitely a transition different from what a lot of people have done, but I think we're handling it really well as a unit. Oh man, I got a friend. He has his own personal gym as well, so I'm able to go in and work out. I do that every single day, and I have a trainer back at home too. So field work wise, I get a lot of stuff in today. Like I'm gonna get some work in later on today, field work wise and stuff like that. But I know as far as safety unit goes, I know a lot of people are finding ways to stay on top of their workouts as far as either getting in the gym, doing dumbbell work to get stronger. If they're doing field work, to find a field they can go to and work out. So I know my DBs as well, but I know as a unit as well, as a team, I know everybody is finding a way to find work. But, like I said, it's a transition, but, this is what builds the team. This is what you find out who's strong out of everybody. So I feel like our team is doing a really good job of just being communicative and finding access to find work, basically. And I think that's just going to separate everything. So it's good to know there's a lot of people out there that are on our team that are trying to find a way to get their work in. Yeah, so I think I love Coach Odom, what he's doing right now as far as everything goes, that we don't have a depth chart as far as who's 1, 2, or 3. I think he believes in our DBs and that everyone can play right now. So we're kind of rotating the spot. So, one day you might be a free safety, and the next day you might be a boundary safety or a strong safety. Or one day you might be a nickel, and, before you know, you might move the corner one time to see how you are. It's just, I think he wants to see how your mind works, make sure you know every single spot. And I think that's what he's really trying to emphasize, make sure the defense is always on the same page, and make sure everybody knows the positions, what everybody's supposed to do. But like Grant said, I think, basically it's going to be a 3-2-6. But just like seeing Coach Odom, what he's done in the past with his teams, we'll probably have a lot of things get installed and put in down the road and stuff like that. But, like I said, I think everyone's real flexible as far as what they can play. So you really can't get comfortable in one spot because you have to know everything, because you never know where you're going to be put in that position. So I know I'm working middle safety right now and a little bit of strong, but like I said, I'll probably end up moving around, just try every position and see. And from there, Coach Otto will make a decision based off of, where I best fit at to help defense out, be most successful.
And just real quick.
Welcome in. It's our Monday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio here on KDSJ 479. And real quick, want to give a shout out to all of our sponsors that make this possible each and every day. With that being said, Lindsay and Associates, Locomotion, Quarry Beck's Custom Painting, and lastly, you know the one I like, KDK Chicken down at 989 Razorback Road. Go see Keith and Kathy and get a plate of that love. And like they say, it's not your mama's, the best chicken and waffles in the South. But Arkansas and the state of Texas, they just have this connection. And in particular, that Dallas-Fort Worth area, they like to go down and they call them Tex Hogs. And so Brad Davis, the new offensive line coach here at the University of Arkansas, made his way down to catch up and make an offer to the one we're going to have on, the biggest star of them all in the 2022 class, Devon Campbell from Arlington Bowie High School. What's up, DC? I was looking at your bio, and one thing that didn't get mentioned when we've been talking was you're the top-rated offensive guard prospect in the land, in the country, in your age, in your classification. Devon, talk about that, and then explain what it was like to get that offer from Coach Davis there at the University of Arkansas.
I've been working since my freshman year, first playing, football, since I was back in elementary. And then when I got to high school, my coach, he was like, he wanted to see me at offensive tackle. I really didn't agree with his choice, but he made the choice anyway. And then you started working at it, and got better. And then to see that I was number one, it was an honor. Like, I put in all this work, I got what I deserved, I think.
And talk about the offer from Coach Brad Davis. I think, did it come through your head coach? And if so, just what was that feeling like to have an offer from Coach Davis? And I know you had a previous relationship with Coach Sam Pittman. Talk about what that would be like to be able to be around two really elite offensive-minded coaches.
I did get the news that they want to offer me through my coach Jarman. And it was really an honor. Like, I grew up watching Arkansas play, because back in elementary, my principal, she was a real big Arkansas fan, so she really kept me inside with them.
Now, talk about the other schools that are coming in. Devon, with major offers. I mean, you're a high priority, being the top-rated offensive lineman at your position in that upcoming junior class. But talk about the other schools that are showing high interest in you at this moment.
I have 20 offers, so there's a lot of schools that's showing love. I just keep focused. I get my grades up still.
Talking with Devon Campbell of Arlington Bowie High School in Arlington, Texas. What are some of the things, D, that you're working on? I know you had a really successful sophomore campaign, but what are some things you're working on? And, what do you feel really good about heading into next season?
I feel good about my aggressiveness. I don't feel like once I get in between them lines, it's like a thing that switches on my head. Like, I'm just in go mode. I'm in kill mode. I gotta attack everything I do.
I like that a lot. What's your workout plan like? I mean, you guys aren't able to take part in spring ball due to COVID pandemic or get into a school facility. So how are you able, Devon, to maintain your conditioning so that you will be ready once everything gets back to normal?
It's hard to get some weights, and I haven't touched the weight, but at home I'm doing push-ups, sit-ups, random workouts. We do a Nike app. I'm going outside, running around the neighborhood, just trying to stay fit as possible.
Speaking of running, for those that are watching our live stream, they get a chance to see your video. The one thing that jumped out to me about you, D, was your ability to run. Talk about that, because you're a lot faster than the typical offensive lineman. Could you explain to the people, how your speed and agility came about?
I think I got my speed from my dad back when he was in high school. He was track star. My uncle was a track star. I guess it inherited into me. But when I was little, my dad just trained me. I always keep my legs working.
Who has the best football? I talk to kids from all over Texas, Florida, Georgia, Louisiana. But explain why Texas high school football, in your opinion, is a step above all else.
I feel like Texas is the best football because we one of the biggest states. And there's like a lot of people here, so there's a lot of dogs we play against, a lot of athletes to look out for.
Now, Devon, it's fourth quarter. Ball's on the 2-yard line. You guys are down 6 points. You need a touchdown and a field goal to win. Coach calls a timeout. The entire offensive team goes over to the sideline, and coach says, well, anybody got any suggestions? You speak up. What play are you going to call and why?
It's a play called 47 for me and my offensive guard pulls. And that play worked a lot this season. So I'm going to suggest that play to coach, see if he wants to run it, see if we can get that touchdown.
I like that. Now, when I come to Bowie High School, as I have family in that area, what type of football player for 4 quarters will I see in number 52, Devon Campbell?
You see a relentless player. I never stop. My motor's always going.
Now, we're riding around, and we talked about this. I hope you got your list ready, my big man. We're riding around Arlington. First 5 songs off your playlist, Devon. What are we listening to?
We listen to Can't Sleep by Rod Wave, Fine by Time by NBA Youngboy, Stunner for Vegas and the Baby 4 times. We listen to Lil Baby's Summer Proof.
Okay.
And then we listen to some Lil Wayne.
That's a good list. I definitely, I could vibe to that. But the final question, and D, I want to thank you for taking time out here on OTH. But when football is done with for Devon Campbell, he'll be doing what with his life afterwards?
Hopefully coaching, getting back to the youth, give them some of the skills I had.
I like that, my man. Well, hey, D, this line is your line. Anytime feel welcome, and let's try to at least keep in touch at least once or twice a month. That sound good to you?
Yes, sir.
All right, D. Well, hey, my man, thanks for taking time out here today, and you have a blessed one, big fella.
Thanks for having me.
And that was Devon Campbell, the big-time offensive lineman, the top-rated offensive guard prospect in the country by most recruiting services. And out of Bowie High School in Demetrius, this is a big-time prospect for Coach Sam Pittman and offensive line coach Brad Davis, because this is a kid, when you watch film, my man, he doesn't move like your typical big fella.
Definitely, man amongst boys. You look at his film and you wouldn't think he was a tip cutter. He just has such a dominant presence when he's on the field, and just a kid I think is willing to put in the work.
Right.
You don't find many linemen really ready to go past the line of scrimmage. And this guy's 30 yards down the field on run block. So I think, especially with the direction Arkansas is going, I think. This 2020, that 2022 class is going to be very special for Arkansas.
Right, I totally agree with you. And hey, we don't stop. We talked about how special it could be. Well, there's one more we got to talk about that could make it even more special. He's up next, MyKel Williams from Columbus, Georgia, Hardaway High School. We'll let you hear our media availability at the teleconference we had with junior wide receiver Michael Woods, and we'll keep the Hall guys going. All that's up next. It's on the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Back in a bit.
You just named the spots. You said middle safety, strong safety. I assume just free safety, nickel. What are the
So of course 2 corners. You got 2 corners, of course, and then you got middle safety, boundary, strong, and then you have the nickel. That's that's what the positions are. Oh yeah. I mean, how the games went last year. That's last year. Played Western Kentucky, and it was good to get that experience and get kind of that game under my belt where I actually got a good amount of reps and a good amount of plays under my belt and stuff like that. But at the same time, it was a humbling year for me to kind of look back and learn from the older guys and kind of see how things were ran. Like Cam Curl, who declared and is now in the draft, that's someone who I kind of looked up to and someone that I watched who did things the right way and played the right way. And I think that was something that I was glad I was able to see and learn from. And, Joe Fouché, who played last year too, kind of learned from him a little bit. And all the other DBs, stuff like that, who played. So, and just the defense itself. But, yeah, it was really good to get that game under my belt and be able to kind of finally get back out there and get back into the groove of things. So, I'm kind of excited to see how things are going to work down the road. But, right now I'm just keeping my head down, working hard, doing everything right, and making sure that I do my best to make sure I put the team in the best position. And then, I think from there, everything will take care of itself. So that's kind of my mindset on things.
In that phase. His makeup, he's a big dude, and he can really throw the ball. And as far as being the leader, I think he came in and did a great job. Guys respect him. He's loud. He let guys know like what's up when he needs to let them know. So I think he'll be real good for us, and I'm excited. We didn't get a chance to see all of that, but as far as throwing routes to him, like I said, he got good zip on the ball. He can throw it deep. He's accurate. I think he's going to be real good for us. As far as running the ball, I think he'll be able to do that when he needs to. And so I think he'll be real good for us. Like I said, I enjoy catching routes with him and stuff like that.
Welcome back to our Monday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio, and we keep talking about the Hall guys. We keep telling you they don't stop. Coach Sam Pittman and that staff were really being active out on the recruiting front to get this brand of the Razorback football under Sam Pittman out there. And, when you leave a state, you don't forget about the players that are in that state. And Coach Sam Pittman made sure he didn't. So we thought we'd go back to the Peach State and go to Columbus, Georgia, where we catch up with Hardaway High School newest and 4-star offer, MyKel Williams. MyKel, welcome to OTH, my man.
Glad, hey, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
MyKel, talk about the offer you just received a little bit over 48 hours ago from the University of Arkansas. Go into that, how you received the offer, and then the second part of that question, MyKel, what are some of the other schools right now that have shown offers and showing you major high priority so early?
Oh, it was great, receiving that offer. I feel very blessed, and I was happy to get it. And some other schools there showing me love, like Tennessee, Troy, Virginia Tech, Georgia, Auburn, South Carolina, Florida, there's a few other schools too, FIU, FAU, and major schools showing love.
Now, I was watching Twitter, and you just not too long ago received a Nebraska offer. With that being said, MyKel, I knew that, if you had any unofficial visit plans before the COVID pandemic came out and you had to cancel, once that's lifted, where are some of the schools that you plan on hopefully trying to get out to, unofficial or officially?
Oh, I want to get to LSU, Clemson, Florida State, Florida. I want to go back up to Georgia. I want to make it to Arkansas too.
With the situation with Coach Sam Pittman, named the head football coach here at Arkansas, he was a prior offensive line coach in Georgia. You had a past relationship with Coach Pittman. Talk about how big that is, MyKel, for a guy that's coached in the offensive lines and understands how important it is on the line of scrimmage in the SEC, that if you chose to come to Fayetteville, knowing he would be your head football coach.
Actually, that's crazy. That's big. For you to go from O-line coach to a head coach, you have to know football. You got to know how the game's played and how it runs. So that means you know a lot of football.
When you talk to the defensive line coach there at the University of Arkansas, Derek LeBlanc, he just 2 years ago had the number 4 pick in the NFL draft there at Josh Allen. With that being said and knowing all that, how big is that as far as interest to Arkansas to know that you would be coached by a guy, that could get you to the level that you aspire to get to, which is a top first-round pick?
Well, it's kind of big, and knowing that I'll be coached by a guy that know what he's doing, that know what he's talking about. That's kind of big to me.
Now, I know staying in the state of Georgia, how much in-state pressure do you get? Are you getting, or is that just something you're going to make the best decision that fits?
Yeah, I'm just going to make the best decision for me. It really, I like Georgia. I like other schools too. I like every school that I'm going to make the best decision for me.
What are some things that you feel good about heading into your junior year, and what are some things that you want to work on to make better so that you'll have an even more successful year 2 of high school football?
Oh, I feel good about pass rushing. I feel good about using my hands. I feel good about getting off the blocks. I also need to work on the same things. Like, I want to get better at what I'm doing now so I can do more and help my team.
Now, if I come to Hardaway High School there in Columbus, buy a soda pop 20 ounce and get some popcorn, go to the furthest bleacher in the stadium. When I eat my popcorn and that ball's kicked off for 4 quarters, what type of football player will I see in MyKel Williams?
You're going to see a man amongst boys. You're going to see a grown man out there killing the little boys.
See, I like the way you talk. Who are some NFL or collegiate defensive ends or just defensive linemen in general, MyKel, that you like to watch?
NFL, I had to say Miles Garrett. College, I'd say Derrick Brown. I like Big Cat Bryant. I like them guys.
See, that you can tell by the people that you're talking about. Those are savages. Those aren't just your typical defensive linemen. I mean, those guys, they come to the ballpark mad and they play mad. That's just the way that's the way they go. But all right, let's have a little fun. And I want everybody to know that we're talking with MyKel Williams, big 2022 4-star prospect and high priority for Coach Derek LeBlanc on the defensive line here at the University of Arkansas. But we're riding around Columbus in your vehicle, MyKel. Give me the first 5 songs on that playlist that you and I'll be vibing to.
All right, the first song is probably going to be The Greatest by Rod Wave. And then it's going to be What's Poppin', Young Ma. Then I'll probably go to like Heating Up by Lil Baby. And I got Something to Prove by Lil Baby. I got Red Eye by NBA Youngboy.
I like those. Now, me and you, we got 2 questions, but we got to have some fun on this one. You told me about grits. I'm not a grits person. You have to explain to me, because you and my producer, Demetrius, y'all were trying to explain, but what's the best way to eat grits so that I might be able to try them?
Oh, you got to put some butter in them. You got to put some butter, some cheese in them, salt and pepper. Oh, that's good, yeah.
Is that some of the food? You know, Popeye got his spinach. Is that what the Georgia guys got is grits in Georgia football?
Oh, yeah.
Well, last question. I want you to finish out this statement for me, MyKel. When football is done with for MyKel Williams, he's going to be doing what with his life afterwards?
I'm going to be a lawyer.
I like that, MyKel. Well, my man, hey, keep us posted. Let's try to keep in contact at least once or twice a month. And always remember, big fella, our show is your show. All right?
Yes, sir.
All right, my man. Thanks for taking time out today.
All right.
That was big MyKel Williams from Columbus, Georgia, Hardaway High School, big time 4-star prospect. Just received his Arkansas offer over the weekend, and I'm talking about at 6'5", 255, almost 260, going into his junior year. Demetrius, tell me what you saw on film.
Just a dominant player, you know. I think he explained his attributes well. A guy that really knows how to use his hands, very quick off the ball, and just dominates his opponents. Again, I think it's just something special about this 2022 class. Excuse me. They're just different. You know, they're built different. They're physically gifted that you're not really seeing in this. I won't say you're not seeing, but the type of kids that Coach Pittman and his staff are going after in 2022, you definitely see them going after a SEC built style team. And I think that's a year from now going into that 2022 season. I think once we get past this COVID-19, I think you're going to see the Razorbacks really excel, because I think these coaches are doing a wonderful job recruiting.
You know, and we talk about it all the time, and I've mentioned it to you a lot, Demetrius, is the brand that they're able to get out on the national scene, not just regional, but Arkansas has gotten their brand out nationally, and they're in a lot of national kids, top 5s, top 7s, top 3s, top 10s. You see that Razorback logo that is so important in the recruiting process, and you know, I've always felt that Sam Carter is going to be a great one. I think this entire staff, when you really break it down, you look at the way they aggressively recruit. Now, I agree with you, Demetrius. These are football players. These just ain't your normal players. These guys are difference makers, not only at one position, but most at all positions, because their hats in the ring with some of the elite, the Clemsons, the Alabamas, the LSUs. But sometimes you see Arkansas get in there in this 21 and 22 classes. You see those offers going out from the University of Arkansas a lot sooner than those guys. So that lets me know that the way they're recruiting the right guys. And we're going to give a shout out because we recruited the right show, and we really enjoyed the Hall Guy segment. But we'll be back with much, much more. But before we get out here, I want to give a thank you to Trevell Mullen out of Broward County, Florida, Coconut Creek High School, the big 4-star 2022 prospect, came on, talked Sam Carter and Razorbacks, where they sit and where other schools sit. Pretty interesting. You're going to have to follow that one, because I think the Razorbacks are going to be a factor as we get into the recruiting process. And then following up that at 1:30, we want to give a shout out to Devon Campbell, the nation's top elite offensive line prospect at the guard position out of Arlington Bowie High School in Arlington, Texas. This gave us the Sam Carter, Brad Davis take, and Arkansas looks like they'll be around on that one as well. And then lastly, we went down to Georgia, and we want to give you a thank you to MyKel Williams, the 6'5", 260-pound defensive end prospect in the 2022 class. The four-star talked about Coach Pittman, Derek LeBlanc, and just much, much more. I want to give a thank you to those guys for coming on. And lastly, we want to give a shout out to our sponsors as we close this out. Lindsay and Associates, with an office location in Fayetteville, an office location also too in Rogers. Locomotion, it's located just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall in Fayetteville. Corey Beck's Custom Painting, and lastly, KDK's Chicken at 989 South Razorback Road. Go see Keith and Kathy, and like they say, it's not your mama's, the best chicken and waffles in the South. For my producer and myself, we'll see you tomorrow with more Hog Guys. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. You guys have a blessed one, and let's get it.